when you ground your nervous system, you start to live moment to moment the way you choose, the way you want, who you want to be, and how you want to be in this world. And so I say, if you're struggling in any facet of life, it's probably going to be of great benefit to you to enter into this world of embodiment practice and certainly men's work. Ground your nervous system, and then everything will get a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure. And when I started down this journey for myself personally, I had understood and had a base level knowledge of meditation. That's kind of where it started, and having some mental
Mhm.
clarity with that. And when I really first started looking, I looked at myself. I'm a pretty hardened guy. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I've got combat experience and everything else. And so I handle stress in my life really well. I've been in the corporate space, a lot of life experience. And so I generally found myself as a person that handled stress relatively well. And so when I started looking at the embodiment practice in conjunction with some of the masculine blueprint stuff, I was a little skeptical at first. I'm like, all right, like this is maybe for guys that are maybe a little bit weaker,
Yeah.
in their
Yeah.
personality. But I'll tell you, as soon as I started down that path and I started really becoming a student in that space, it really started unlocking potential and power that I had no idea that I was even lacking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 A lot of us learn. I mean, you and I share this. We're both veterans, and I played sports all my life. I've been a physical person. Um, but we don't realize that a lot of the ways that we learn to cope over the years are to contain, to kind of press it down, push it away. And that's the thing about embodiment is we're not trying to hold back or clench or push anything down. We're actually building our capacity to sit with whatever is there and just let it be as it is. And we can sit with it. And
Yep.
that's kind of the beauty of embodiment. Even as somebody like you who's been through so much and had so much training over the years can benefit from what we're talking about here, these embodiment practices.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you talk about suppressing and holding things in, and that's really, where I hit a turning point. I had 40 years of stuff that I just stuffed. You know what I mean? Stuffed it
Yeah.
in and never really had the capacity to really just be in space and be in the environment and be so connected to whatever situation that I was dealing with, whether I was in a state
Yeah.
of threat or handling, interrelating with people and things like that. Once you build the skill set through embodiment to really be able to ground yourself and stay present in the moment, your ability to respond to situations comes from such a different place. And the interesting thing about it is the cascading effect that it has to the entire room, right? Whether it's just a room with your partner or you're in a boardroom or whatever, that energy that you give off and that centering and that groundedness, it literally will take over an entire room.
People can feel it, an embodied man, a grounded man, a primal man. There's a lot of different words to describe what we're talking about here. People can feel that from a mile away. And if we're talking about in the realm of masculine, feminine, maybe like dating or marriage, you sure as hell know that your feminine partner can feel it. Like she can just sniff you out like that. So when you're more grounded, that transmits to her nervous system. That tells her, hey, he's got this, and I can relax a little bit. And then when the feminine relaxes, then they become more open to us, which is what all of us guys want. We want the feminine in their soft space, in their feminine energy, open to us. And you can actually evoke that in your partner, simply by becoming this grounded person that you and I are describing.
Yeah, and it has such a profound effect because like you talked about with the masculine and feminine energy, you can really with your own energy, you can shift that within your partner in one direction or the other, right?
Yeah.
Positively or
Right.
negatively. You know what I mean? I talked about it on a couple of earlier podcasts with having that ability to help create a space and create an environment where your person or your partner can really move back into that relaxed feminine state. And for guys, that it's such an intoxicating space to be in with your partner, right? That it's just that's the goal. And that's where when you have those moments when you're with your partner where everything is vibing and you're super connected and everything feels
Yeah.
very, very emotionally close, those are the times where they're
Yeah.
relaxed and you've done things in that space to help create an environment for them to be able to then move into.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. And then let's talk about the flip side. Embodiment helps you in your business life as well. I mean, one of the things I always say is that you can't crush it at work if your situation at home is a little off. And so everything we just talked about in the interpersonal space then frees you up to go out into the business world and crush it. And that's one. Two is the way that other people experience you and your leadership is very different when you've done the embodiment work. It becomes more of a primal leadership rather than like, oh, I went to a seminar or a workshop and learned leadership skills. Like, those are two very different things. People want to feel your authenticity, they want to feel your depth, they want to feel your humility, and all of that comes through when you start to ground your nervous system. So having that, what I often refer to as an embodied executive presence, is so powerful to your business success. And that's where I get a lot of people from Silicon Valley coming to me, because that's where I live, and coming to me and wanting to work on that so they can use it in their business life and in their home life.